Welcome back to the Gweilo 60 channel. You know, the United States is in big, big trouble. And watch this video and I'll tell you why.
Yes, sirree. I'm not freaking blind, guys. It's Gweilo style. I think it's Thursday. You could die. Yeah. Son of a bitch.
Geez, you know, oh yeah, because it goes on and on and on.
For all you haters, there's something to chew on for the next couple of...
The United States is in big, big trouble. They have been for a long time, but you can see the polarization between the Democratic side and the Republican side of the political spectrum. You can see that the Biden administration, the Democrats, have used just about every tactic that they know to either discredit Donald Trump, to throw his ass in jail, you know, with how many indictments. And it was all spurred by the not only the Democrats, but the Democratic areas of the country by Democrats, voting Democrats, and they've gone as far as to make him a threat to democracy in the eyes of all 50% of the population of the United States. And we all know there's crazies out there, people that'll take this to the extreme. And this has brought on 2 assassination attempts on Donald Trump's life. Okay, so they've tried to discredit, they've tried to throw him in jail, that didn't work. They tried to have him killed, that didn't work. And so now what's next? Because Donald Trump is a threat to who's running the White House in under a month, guys. Yes, it's under a month, and we'll know whether Donald Trump has become the president, or he's been assassinated, or he's being thrown in jail. You know, and you can't make this stuff up. And you see, the idea is that the Biden administration is working on behalf of the corporations and the military-industrial complex in the United States. Everybody knows that Joe Biden is not running the show right now. And then you get Kamala Harris. Okay, so she was the vice president, and if Joe Biden steps down, the Democratic Party is supposed to vote who takes his place. Well, she was just placed in there. Democratic, I don't know. So she was just appointed the position of running for president of the United States. There was no Democratic vote on that whatsoever. So, you know, the idea that we're a land of law, rules and laws and stuff, it goes out the window if it doesn't work for the corporations in the military-industrial complex in the United States. They're the ones running it, and they're running it into the ground. You got that polarization, 50% Democrats, 50% Republicans, and they're not seeing eye to eye, and they won't see eye to eye, and that's where we're sitting right now. So then you've got both parties, whenever they get in, they spend like drunken sailors. You've got over $35 trillion of debt in the United States. That's over 100,000 per person, man, woman, and child, debt in the United States. That's over 270,000 per tax-paying person in the United States. They're never going to be able to get out of this hole. They're digging a hole so deep that there's just no way out. October 1st of 2024, the debt rose over $600 billion in one day. In one day. How the hell can they keep that going? Well, they possibly can't. You know, it would be impossible. They've got over 800 military bases around the world. They have thousands of homeless camps across the country in the United States. Hell, they've got thousands of homeless camps just in the state of California, up the seaboard, Oregon, Seattle, Tacoma, places like this, Los Angeles, Venice Beach, you name it. There's homeless camps everywhere in the United States, from coast to coast. They've got rampant drug abuse to the point where it's spreading like wildfire. It's not just this population. It's this population, and that population is growing in leaps and bounds. Why? Because there's despair. There's no future for these people. They're in debt. there's internal conflict. There's mass shootings. They have a mass shooting every day, one or twice a day in the United States. It doesn't even make the news anymore. This is a society on its way down, and the politicians know it in the United States, and they're starting to panic. That's why they point their finger at China and say, oh, look at those people over there. Look at what they're doing. So you look at China and you're not seeing what's happening in the United States. And this is a big problem, because if the Americans can't get together and work together, well, then there's probably going to be a civil war. Or there's going to be some states that just break away from the United States. I would imagine civil war probably is the only way that they're going to be able to fix this. $35 trillion in debt? My God, how do you even get to that point? $600 billion spent in one day? Not $600 billion spent in one day. $600 billion put on the national debt on October the 1st of 2024. Think about that, guys. Think about it. And then you get the American healthcare system that bankrupts more people than any other reason in the United States for bankruptcies. If you aren't a rich person and you can't afford the insurance, you're pooched. If you get sick, you're pooched. If you try to pay off your debts, you go bankrupt, and that's just it. Adding to more despair, adding to more homelessness, adding to more drug addiction, adding to more animosity towards the government of the United States by the people of the United States. Now you've got porous borders on the southern border of the United States where every Tom, Dick, and Harry from any country around the world can just walk across the border, and it's the border czar, Kamala Harris, running for president, that has allowed this to happen. You've got millions and millions and millions of people crossing the border, eating up the school spots, eating up the health care, eating up the social services, the housing, the costing more money. As that happens, the $35 trillion turns into $40 trillion. And you know what I mean? Like it's in a downward spiral, and it scares the living bejesus out of the politicians, and the politicians are starting to panic. You can see it in the weirdness of the American political world right now, where in a country of 338 million, I think it is, you can't find anybody better than Kamala Harris or Donald Trump to run your country. My God, it's as bad as Trudeau in Canada, just about as bad, but not quite as bad. And then to top it all off, the American government thought it would be smart to weaponize their dollar and take Russian money and give it to the Ukraine. As soon as they did that, then the United States dollar was not a safe haven anymore. And countries like China and India and South Africa and Venezuela and oh yes, the BRICS conglomeration, Saudi Arabia, the petrodollar's dead, guys, and it's not coming back. Why is that? Well, because the American dollar used to be a safe haven, and you put your money in there, and it was basically safe. Now that it's been weaponized, and the American government can just take your money whatever the hell they want, well, people are pulling their money out of the American dollar. And you've got BRICS now then in October of this year, right about now, guys, they're having a BRICS meeting in Russia, and they're going to be unveiling a new SWIFT system for international trade between the BRICS countries. Not only that, but a new currency that's going to be used for this trading between the BRICS countries. So they're abandoning the American dollar. As the American dollar is getting abandoned, it'll get lower and lower and lower in value. And trying to service a $35+ trillion debt is going to get more difficult, because the Americans could do this. They could borrow money because people said, well, it's a reserve currency. It's a petrodollar. It's going to be there for a while. You know, it's a safe place. It isn't anymore. And so the BRICS conglomeration of countries is bringing in their own currency, their own SWIFT system, so they don't have to deal with the American dollar. The American dollar will get less in value, and thus it'll be less wanted by the people of the world, so the Americans won't be able to borrow any more money, so they will have to use their money to pay their debt. You can see where this is going. A country that's fighting 50-50. Democrat, Republican. The health care is bankrupting people. You've got rampant homelessness. You've got rampant drug abuse. You've got a dollar that's failing. You've got an economy that's failing. You've got people out there that don't trust your financial system anymore. Thus, they're not using your dollar anymore. You've lost the petrodollar status because Saudi Arabia is ponying up to the BRICS conglomeration of countries. It's everything coming at the United States all at the same time. And it's their own damn fault for dealing with things like they did. How are they going to be able to finance 800 military bases around the world? They're not. That's just it. So there goes their military dominance around the world. That's their influence around the world. That's, oh, we're trying to keep the world safe. We're going to bring democracy to places like Syria and Lebanon and Afghanistan, just to name a few. And you know what happened to Iraq. You know what happened to all of these countries. Now they're third world war-torn shitholes. They push weapons into the places like the Ukraine. They gave them $8 billion worth of weapons. Well, my God, so now proxy wars are the thing. Well, they're fueling that military-industrial complex. The companies that are telling the politicians, they don't give a shit about the United States if it floats or sinks. They care about the money coming into their corporations, and the politicians are puppets to these corporations, and you can see it on a world scale. It has to end at some point, and it's up to the people of the United States to end it. How are they going to do it? I have no idea. But what I do know is if they don't end it, they'll be ended, and very, very quickly. How does a country survive all of these things? I don't think it can. I really don't. And that, my friends, is another video from Gweilo 60. If you like this video, as always, like, comment, subscribe, push that share button. Don't forget to resubscribe, hit the bell, and until next time, thanks for watching. Peace out. Bye now.